All right, here we are at the long-awaited, much-anticipated, Comfortably Numb. And I am going to see what I discover. I don't have any clear idea of what it's going to be, although Comfortably Numb sounds like somebody who's kind of just checked out of everything and doesn't care anymore. I've been through enough of this album to know that sometimes what I'm guessing is not what's going to happen. So we'll see what happens. But here we go.
Is there anybody in there? Just not if you can hear me.
This must be somebody from the outside who's now trying to communicate with this person behind the wall. Interesting. Does that mean that somebody heard his calls for help? Okay, well, here we go.
Anybody in there? Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone home? Come on now. I hear you're feeling down. Well, I can ease your pain, get you on your feet again. Relax. I need some information first. Just the basic facts. Can you show me where it hurts? There is no pain, you are receding. A distant shit smoke on the horizon.
Hold on. I was so paying attention to the voices. I kind of lost track of the instruments, and then I realized something's changed. So let me back up just a little bit. And here's how we go.
Can you show me where it hurts? There is no pain, you are receding.
So interesting the way not only the voice changed, but the instrumental accompaniment also changed tonality and coloring. So we really feel like we are hearing, you know how it sounds different to hear somebody say something to you from the other side of a wall? And we get this really clear delineation of which voice is inside and which voice is outside. Let's do that one more time and then we'll go on.
First, just the basic facts. Can you show me where it hurts? There is no pain, you are receding. A distant shit smoke on the horizon. You are only coming through in waves. Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. When
It's so interesting the way he's building this picture. And this, where it says, you're only coming through in waves. And we just heard this sort of rippling wave effect in the strings here and here. Just a little hint. Let's back up a little bit and see if we can hear that.
a distant shit smoke on the horizon.
Hold on, I need to back up a little further so we get those waves. Here we go.
Just the basic facts. Can you show me where it hurts? There is no pain, you are receding. A distant shit smoke on the horizon. You are only coming through in waves. Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. When I was a child, I had fever. My hands felt just like two balloons. Now I've got that feeling once again. I can't explain, you will not understand. This is not how I am. I have become comfortably numb.
So, this person behind the wall, yeah, it's like he's kind of checked out, and it's interesting that he's equating it to a childhood fever, which means he knows he's not well. He knows this is not normal. He says, this is not how I am. I also find it interesting that he says, I can't explain, you would not understand. But at the same time, he said, I can't hear you. Your lips are just moving. I guess if I were, it feels like he maybe heard the person on the other side of the wall, at least a little bit, but he's in this haze, this state of mind where he just can't break out of it, can't interact, can't respond, even though he did hear that somebody was trying to reach through to him. And then there's this long, I have become comfortably numb, almost like he's celebrating it in a way. I have become comfortably numb. You heard that music did there. Let's try it.
This is not how I am. I have become comfortably numb.
Another thing that I'm hearing is that there are little melodic elements, not exactly a direct quote musically, but I'm hearing melodic elements which are kind of hinting back at hey you. Just a little hint. And at least I think so. That's something I'll have to look into. I can't be more precise right now than that. I'm just saying it sounds like there's something pointing me back to Hey You, and I could pick out a few things perhaps, but I need to sit down and make sure I'm telling the truth before I claim that. All right. So now it seems we're back to the person on the outside of the wall. And again, I think I heard the instrumentation change a bit.
Okay. Just a little pinprick.
Yeah, now we're back more to the horns.
But you make me feel a little sick. Can you stand up? I do believe it's working good. That'll keep it going for the show. Come on, it's time to go.
Interesting. So this person who was on the outside of the wall was trying to help him reach out. But it doesn't seem to be a particularly productive kind of help. From what I can gather here, it sounds more like an injection of something to keep the person going on, right? So that explains why every time you hear this person from the outside, this French horn sound is heard more clearly, more strongly. You notice, because remember I mentioned a song or two back how the French horns seem to be suggesting something ominous or a bit more deeper in a not good sort of way. And this person on the outside is always, okay, let's see. Where am I? I am at somewhere around 3 something. I'm going to go back to the beginning for a second because I want you to hear this sound quality. So I'm 3:30-ish. Let's go back here.
Hello, is there anybody in there? Just not if you can hear me.
So I guess it wasn't exactly French horns at the beginning. He didn't give us that, but he gave us that warmer, rounder sound, which is more along the tonal colorings of the French horn. It's warm, the round sound.
Hello, is there anybody in there?
And even the voice is this very mellow. Again, it's like he's on the other side of the wall. It's setting up that tonality. There's no French horn here. But then, when we go back over here, and let me see if I can find my location again. It was 3 something. Probably round about here. Now this voice comes back. And again, the tonality shifts a little bit. Actually, the instruments die away for a little bit. And you just hear the percussion going on. But then the warmer sound comes in, but this time it's a French horn, which suggests again this darker element. So this person that is helping or trying to help is not necessarily the kind of help he needs. Let's hear it.
Okay. Just a little pinprick.
Here's the horn.
There'll be no more. But you make me feel
It's underneath everything.
sick. Can you stand up?
A little stronger.
I do believe it's working good. That'll keep it going for the show. Come on, it's time to go. There is no pain.
I don't know if you can pick it out, but it's there. And of course, these other little moments are brilliant. The little pinprick, ding, and then that cry where he goes, ah, like, it was the pinprick. Little moments like that really give this very detailed picture. And it's all about getting through the show. The show has to go on. Let's get through. So it's not actually helping and solving the problem. And this reminds me of something else I read, that this entire album has multiple layers of meanings in it. And so while it is biographical, there's also another layer where it's dealing with his experiences as a performer on the road and the sort of breakdown in relationship which he felt between himself and the audience as different things developed. And again, I haven't done a lot of in-depth study and reading of all those different layers, but I guess this, I feel, is kind of hinting at that'll keep you going through the show. It's time to go. All right, there's, we can just survive and get on, which is unfortunately what a lot of performers end up doing. Okay.
Good. That'll keep you going for the show. Come on, it's time to go. There is no pain, you are receding.
This is the person behind the wall again. You heard it. I heard it, both in the instrumental shift and in the change of voice.
There is no pain, you are receding. A distant ship, smoke on the horizon. You are only coming through in waves. Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. When I was a child, I caught a fleeting glimpse out of the corner of my eye. I turned to look, but it was gone. I cannot put my finger.
I feel like there's more of that French horn sound in this second communication we have from behind the wall. So, again, there's some darker element going on here. And it's interesting. He's now talking about another childhood experience. He's going back to his childhood and some experience he had of something out of the corner of his eye, and then it was gone. Also, I noticed that the wave figure is less prominent here. We've been tuned to hear it already, so it's not sticking out so strongly in the orchestral layering of sounds. All right.
To look, but it was gone. I cannot put my finger on it now. The child is grown, the dream is gone. I have become comfortably numb.
That last solo section sounded like a concert. Like, this is the concert he gave in this comfortably numb state where somebody came, gave him an injection. Okay, you can get on with it. You can go through the motions, do what you need to do. And that was a little glimpse into the concert that took place. And I hear that it's kind of set, the sound is done in this way that keeps it from being entirely present. There's this modification of the sound to give it this slightly distant, warped, wavy feel to it, like it's there, but we're not really connected to it in the way that we ought to be. Same as he's going through these motions and he's not really personally connected and invested in it. He's in this comfortably numb state. But the music is beautiful. It's really beautiful. And again, this is yet another piece in this work where I feel like he's set such devastating, tragic circumstances on top of such beautiful music that we're left with this conflict of, should we enjoy it? Should we be horrified by it? Should it makes us hurt and makes us feel good all at the same time. And he does a really good job of it. So that was my first exposure to Comfortably Numb. And it has enough musical content in it. I'll be spending a bit of time digging in to see what else is there before I come back with the in-depth study of it. But I can understand why so many of you said you have to listen to this. Because not only is it beautiful, but it has a lot to say. And I'm looking forward to discovering more and more of what that is. So there we go. And that was Comfortably Numb and number 19 in the sequence. And we'll see what comes next.